In this video, I am going to tell you how to practice English speaking. Because we learn any language only by practice. Many people must have told you that you have to read books, you have to listen to English talks for learning English. It is true. But what is more important is practice. Why is it like that? It is simply because when we read a book, we understand. When we listen to a talk, we understand. But we can't speak again. I repeat, we understand, but we can't speak again. This is the problem with many of the people. If you are also one among them, this video is meant for you. In this video, I am going to tell you a simple method to practice English speaking. The method I am going to tell you, you can start implementing right now, today onwards, and get the best results. So watch the video till the end and understand the technique. Hi everyone, this is Sampath Kumara Charya from the channel Better Way of Life. The channel which is bringing to you one video every week on various topics. Earlier I made one video on English speaking where I gave you 3 important tips. I am giving you the link of that video above as well as in the description box. Please don't miss to watch it. Now let us start discussing the topic. Whether we accept it or not, English plays an important role in our success everywhere. It is an important requirement for getting a good placement or for having a good career growth. How beautifully and how effectively you talk and present yourself decides your success. But we find many college students finding difficulty and struggling a lot to speak English. These students who have their subjects in English medium and who write their exams in English also find such difficulty. I wondered a number of times how this happens. Later on, I understood that it is simply because there is no practice. English is not our mother tongue. For learning any language other than mother tongue, lot of practice is required. I hope all of you watching this video fully agree with me on this point. What is required is more and more practice. Then how to practice? We practice English only by speaking. We practice by speaking to a friend or a colleague. But every time, how to get a person for practicing? Even if you get a person, please understand, even if you get a person, we are not comfortable in speaking to him. This is the reality. When we are not thorough in speaking, we don't like to speak to anybody, including a friend. Then what is the solution? The best solution is when you can't speak out to anybody, speak to yourself. This method is proved to be wonderful in improving English language. Don't think that this method is useful only to the beginners. Even a person who has good communication skills can further improve his language by this method. Now, let us see how we implement the technique of speak to yourself. You are reading a book and you would like to implement this technique. Once you complete reading a paragraph or a page or a chapter, you close the book and speak to yourself on what you have read. To make a beginning, you can start with a paragraph. Once you complete reading the paragraph, you can close the book and start speaking to yourself on what you have read in the paragraph. Let us say the book is on health care and the paragraph is on the benefits of walking. You can speak to yourself on the benefits of walking. Here, the question comes whether we can use the same sentences which are there in the paragraph. Yes, you are free to use the same sentences which are there in the paragraph, or you can slightly modify the sentences in your own way, or you can make totally different sentences, or You can select a few points from the paragraph and speak to yourself on those points only. But believe me, once you start doing it without your knowledge, your English speaking fluency automatically improves. When you start implementing this in the first attempt, you may not be able to speak to yourself. Then read the paragraph once again. You can read it twice or even more number of times. Then try to speak to yourself. Initially, you can select a small paragraph with a few sentences. Then once you are successful in that, you can go to bigger paragraphs. Now, let us think for a while why this method is highly successful. The first reason is you have some content to start speaking. The second is the sentences are already there in the paragraph. The third reason, you will be learning new words and it improves your vocabulary. The fourth and the most important reason, you will be learning a technique of making different types of sentences which you don't know earlier. Once you are familiar with this technique, you can develop the art of speaking to yourself after reading the complete page or the whole chapter. This will be a great accomplishment. It will not only improve your English speaking ability, but it will also make you a good public speaker and a great orator. You will be surprised to know that the best English speakers also use this technique for further enriching their language. Similarly, you are watching a discussion in the television. When there is a commercial break for ads, you can reduce the volume of the television and start speaking to yourself. If your family is around, you can speak to yourself within you. But once the program is over, you can go to your room and speak to yourself aloud, covering all the points of discussion. You can use this technique even when you watch social media programs. Let us say in YouTube channel somebody is sharing his own experience of how he handled a problem. Then after watching this, you can close the mobile and recollect a problem of your life and speak to yourself on how you handle the problem. Speak to yourself about what was the problem, how it became a serious problem, and how you handled it most efficiently and came out of that successfully. This type of speak to yourself is an improvement over the first example. Now, in this example, I am going to tell you how the technique of speak to yourself is used even by the best English speakers. Let us say somebody is asked to make a speech for half an hour. The topic is given. Can you imagine how he will prepare? He will write down the points which he will elaborate in the speech. But before he goes and delivers the speech, he will practice the entire speech a number of times by speaking to himself. Remember, the best orators in the world have always practiced and rehearsed their speeches by following the technique speak to yourself. Most important, the technique of speak to yourself is extensively used by all the candidates who attend various types of interviews. It may be a job interview or a promotion interview. How they prepare for interviews? They write down all the expected questions of the interview and they start practicing answers to all these questions by following the technique of speak to yourself. Because in the interview, the interviewers don't assess you based on what you answer. They assess you based on how confidently you are answering. So this confidence comes from thorough preparation, and this thorough preparation is possible only by the technique of speak to yourself. We used to play a game when we were students. The name of the game is Just a Minute. In this game, we pick up a chit and whatever topic is there in the chit, we have to speak on that for 1 minute. You can change the game and play it alone. You can select 10 topics, write one topic on each chit, close them, and go on picking one cheat and go on speaking to yourself about the topic for 1 minute. This method of speak to yourself is totally different and it is a great improvement over the earlier examples. Here, there is no book, there is no television talk. Whatever you are speaking to yourself, whatever sentences you are making, they are totally your own. Finally, we can explore various opportunities of speaking to self. You can record your talk in your mobile and listen to it again and again. It will be an exciting experience. Remember one important thing. For learning English, we need not work too hard. What is required is paying your attention when you read a book or when you listen to a talk and then speak to yourself. Don't forget to talk to yourself at least once in a day. Otherwise, you will be missing to meet the most wonderful person in this world who is very eager to listen to you. So thank you very much. Share your experiences of learning English in the comments box below the video. Like this video and share it to your friends. Let it reach maximum students and employees. And finally, subscribe to the channel Better Way of Life.